Awesome. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unspecified Podcast. Holy crap, there's so much going on.
There's so much going on. Good evening. What's up? Happy July the 7th. 7722.
7722.
That's right.
What is up and welcome, guys. So yesterday we posted the video of the Georgia Guidestones. The GBI released the video of the explosion, which I'm sure you guys have seen all about, and possibly a lot of the theories that they're going over. Like, it could have been lightning or,
Right,
right. It could have been,
an explosion. It could have been, right.
I don't know. We have so much to get into.
It could have been the paradigm shift between the new portal that CERN opened and we've seen Umbrella Academy.
No one noticed anything on the 5th.
That's right.
The day the Large Hadron Collider ran at 13.6 tera electron volts.
That's right.
Anyway.
Get your tinfoil hats. Let's dive in.
All right, so it is official. The Guidestones have been completely leveled. Which we find very interesting.
You know what I find interesting? Go ahead. Well, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I thought, okay, in my head, the Guidestones are, like, they're kind of the cornerstone of a lot of conspiracy theories. So in my head, I always thought they were kind of like out in the middle of a sacred field somewhere, hundreds of miles from anything.
That's right.
I really thought it was out of the way, maybe on somebody's private land or like some Bohemian Grove type scenario situation, or maybe some like super occultist, like connected, college or something,
Right.
No, it's like just hanging out, like
well, no, it's in a rural community, but it's odd to see in this video. You can see houses near it, which is
weird.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you live by okay, no big deal, you live by the Georgia Guidestones, and then there's all this video from like across the street of like a gas station,
right?
So it's like, oh, I work at that gas station, near the Georgia Guidestones.
And wait
That's
until
insane.
we get into it, but the way the people of the town seem like they describe it is as if it was a good thing, and
they refer to it as like a monument and all this.
Right. Okay. Anyway, we'll get in the.
Was damaged by an explosion. The Georgia Guidestones.
Boom! Right there.
Like multiple.
See the houses? So like, oh, you live over there, or like, look at the houses nearby. I'm sorry, that was just odd.
It is really weird.
And then there's like a gas station right across the street where it's like, it's just very odd. It is in a rural area, but it's very.
Right, not rural enough.
I thought it was secluded.
Right, or like on some private property, or I don't know, in a situation where I don't know, weird.
Craig the Hunter, what's up, brother? Amber, Spyrus, what's up, everybody? Charlotte, man.
Heavy duty foil on today. That's right, Amber. That's
President
right.
Charlotte sometimes.
President Charlotte sometimes.
Well,
what's up?
the tin foil has come into hardcore the mainstream now. So like, UFOs are in like mainstream media every day. So,
That's right.
Look.
A 19-foot set of granite monoliths has stood in Elberton, about 110 miles from Atlanta, since 1980. There are conflicting reports as to which person or group erected the stones.
Now, back behind there, this is where that time capsule is buried.
Okay, so I have a theory about that, all right? Because there was also a relative... Oh, dang it, I should have brought it up. But there was another monument that was taken down sometime this year or maybe late last year. But it was like a high Mason monument, and there was a time capsule in the cornerstone of the monument. Do you remember vaguely what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay, so what if like they're like national treasure in this stuff, and kind of putting together like all... Okay, each of these, time capsules has, I don't know. I'm getting a little too Marvels about it, I guess. But it just does, it is interesting that, so many of these monuments are coming down and there's a time capsule. And doesn't it say that it should only be opened at a certain time or something?
Right. Well, look at this. So that's a great suggestion. President Charlotte sometimes said, look it up on Google Maps. And it's very interesting. So it is very rural, but who is this? Nah, I'm just joking.
Nuh-uh. Okay, well,
It's
it
right
must
there.
be on a hill. That's the house that we're seeing then is over there. It's further away than maybe it looks.
And anybody know what kind of dog that is? I don't know. All right, so wait, listen to this, okay? Because I have an interruption.
Yes, okay.
Engraved on the stones are 10 principles written in 12 different languages. Some of the messages meant for current and future generations include protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, balance
Not that bad, right? Most folks can get down with that.
personal rights with social duties, and avoid petty laws and useless officials.
A lot of people could get down with that these days, but hold on, because I have
Authority.
more interruptions.
That
They don't
is
even
the most
mention.
cherry picking.
I know. Why not mention the first one? Like, this would explain to a lot of people. So this is the mainstream media and how they are describing it. They don't. If you mention the first one, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
Isn't the current population something like 7.9 billion?
We looked it up
people?
today. Okay, current world population 7.95
Okay, so
billion.
So that would be like
We're almost to 8 billion.
I'm forgive me, this is crude numbers, but that would be something like 6% of the population to get it. So like 90.
Essentially, we're jumping, we're stretching, we're doing. I know we're moving real fast, but you know,
94%
the first
of
goal.
the population would have to be gone in order to meet 500 million.
94% of the population.
Right, right.
You know, so like whoever is responsible for this would at least agree with, you know, and then the other things that they mention, like unite humanity with a living new language. That might be the internet, or and if I might add, is biblically, you know, not sound, because that was like what the Tower of Babel was all about. God did not want us all to have one language, but the internet is, you know, and where did that come from? Who invented the internet? Now, some will say DARPA and some will say CERN. Okay, but go do your research.
Neither of them are good friends, you know, like guide reproduction wisely.
Guide reproduction, yes, so that's number 2. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Guys, that's eugenics.
Right.
Straight up, okay? The study or practice of attempting to improve the human gene pool by encouraging the reproduction of people considered to have desirable traits and discouraging or preventing the reproduction of people considered to have undesirable traits.
Right, and look at how many people are having fertility issues. The whole LGBTQ plus community is almost encouraged to not have like nuclear families. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
I don't know. It's just interesting. And you have, you know, like, so because people are having so many more fertility issues, you get a lot more, you know, in vitro fertilization and stuff. I'm not against that. I'm just saying there's a lot of room for genetic modification in that. Do you remember that movie? What is it? Attica? No, it has Ethan Hawke in it, and he was naturally made.
That's right.
But his brother, like, people basically like kind of ordered their babies, like, what color eyes do you want them to have, and like
that reminds me of Surrogate. But there's plenty in Hollywood where
right.
you know, they've kind of illustrated their ideas.
So literally the second one is guide reproduction wisely.
That's right.
So meaning control it, you know. I don't know if anybody remembers those.
Rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. And of course, they have been the target of, you know, vandalism. However, to bring it back, man, I think that it's funny that the mainstream media is spinning this, and they're not even going to mention the first one on the list that would very, very much explain why it's vandalized,
right.
because of what it wants. Okay, essentially the first thing on the agenda here is to get rid of about 94% of the population.
Right.
So whoever is involved with this, and if you do your research, which Really Graceful has a really great video out. Truth Stream Media has a really great video on deep diving into this. Actually, they just have really great channels. But anyway, and then, you know, I got this from Jacob Israel, which is, I think, amazing. Matthew 24, and Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Well, he said it in a question. See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Boom.
And then what do you get?
Say the explosion occurred at the Guidestones around 4 a.m. on July 7th. A silver sedan was seen on surveillance video driving away from the scene. Though the location has been a target for vandalism before, this explosion has left the monument badly damaged. It had to be demolished for safety reasons, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. The Georgia Guidestones have been the subject of conspiracy theories. Some religious groups have called...
Why won't you show it with...
Right.
There it is, but they didn't want to show it in the right language.
You can tell by the ones that they chose to read.
You guys know this is a spin, right?
The Stones say...
Welcome to the spin zone.
LOL.
Dude, mainstream media is worse than a hurricane. These poor folks, they're so ran ragged.
Right.
Titanic. Former Republican gubernatorial candidate Candace Taylor ran on the platform that if elected, she would demolish the Georgia Guidestones in order to bring the satanic regime to its knees. An investigation is underway and no arrests have been made at this time. Anyone with information is asked to leave an anonymous tip at 1-800.
Finally, a politician willing to make good on their promise, even if they didn't win.
It's a BMW. I'm not positive. I'm not like an expert.
597-8477. This is Inside Edition Digital.
I mean, you would think that it would be something kind of high up there.
All right, this is really weird, but are there any BMWs in the area? I'm just playing. Probably, I don't know, you know. It's super weird.
Hold on. Wait, go back.
I
Oh, did you get rid of it?
I did.
You turd.
I did.
But that's okay.
I did. Okay. But in this video, it shows here.
No stone.
Golly.
Ka-thunk.
But what does this remind you of?
Right.
Think about
dominoes.
I was going to say erasing. I mean,
Yeah,
what are
absolutely.
they practicing? Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum. Okay, this is the Great Reset. They are resetting. This is no longer a new world order. They're looking for a liberal world order.
Just because they have to share, you know what I mean? Just because they have to tell people their plan doesn't mean they have to continue to scream out their plan. You know what I mean? They only have to show their hand for a little bit.
And they have been for the
That's
last,
right. That's right. And so now it'll disappear, and the people who know about it will know about it, and the ones that don't will be like, nah, that's hogwash.
Phooey.
That's right.
Is that all we get? Anyway, well, so interesting as we move on.
That it is remembered as this hail of human virtue, you know.
MLP, some O2SS. What is up, guys? Todd, Hunter, ex-angler. What's up, brother? Good to see you guys. Patriot Lady. So, yeah, we're at 7.9, and they seek to take that out by about 94%. 94% of them, to a controllable 500 million is what they want.
And then here's a tinfoil hat. If you think about it, if you look at rich folks like celebrities keep a low profile with their kids, right? And you think that it's because that they're being hush hush, but like if you really look it up, a lot of celebrities have a lot of kids, and like so many kids that it's almost as if someone was like, hey, psst, we're gonna need people, so you know, like
right. Musk has 9 known children. But look here, so just to bring it back real quick, Matthew 24, highly suggest if you wanted to start anywhere, that would be a great place. Just for some study, some homework. A lot of red
letters.
You know, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And there's a lot more in Matthew 24 that's going to be getting into a lot of stuff that we may be seeing here in the near future. I highly suggest that you guys would read that. Yeah. In other news, in New Zealand, this is odd, a rare daytime meteor or a daytime fireball, whatever you want. Is this a
plumber?
Yeah,
captured.
I was going to say
thought to be a meteor on his dash cam.
Boom.
Kapow.
Everybody's going to be like, fake.
No, this one I totally believe.
No sound? No sound.
Well, I mean... But you speak of sound, and
Well,
actually
New Zealand is the place where they film Lord of the Rings. It's going to have some really, like... Look at that.
That's right. All right, well, time to gather Frodo and Sam and
that's right.
Figure out what it was. You know, it's interesting, though, that you mentioned sound because they did... On one of the articles, they did say that it's like eyewitnesses reported kind of an electromagnetic sound as it whizzed by, which is interesting to me because my tinfoil hat makes me want to connect dots, and I'm like, ooh, electromagnetic, you say, and I know CERN is running, so I'm like, well, I wonder what that was, but I don't really see any connection there. It's just interesting because you don't typically think of electromagnetic sounds when you think of a meteor, but I don't know that much about it.
Or a fireball in the sky.
That's right.
What does electromagnetic sound like? Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Anyway, odd. Okay. Now this I thought that. So you go ahead. All that's needed is a spark. Why the U.S. may be headed for a summer of megafire. Megafire?
Megafire.
Man, I really feel bad for the folks out west in all this, dry climate. An explosive spring season has already burned more land than 10-year average, with summers only expected to intensify. Following an explosive spring that unleashed major wildfires from the U.S. Southwest to Alaska, the West is now bracing for a summer of blazes as the parched landscapes risk turning into tinderboxes.
Right.
So definitely be praying for moisture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Todd, I know just the connection, looking for strings. It's interesting to see how I mean, it is relevant for now. This article makes me think of that KM song.
Much love and always enjoy your show, brother. Craig, what's up, man? Anita. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So Anita, that is the wife. Okay, got it. All right, very cool. What's up? Good to see you. Sorry about all this craziness.
No worry.
All right. Following his resignation, Boris Johnson has escaped to the sea. After doing some scrolling.
Oh my gosh. Because he's the oil stain.
Well,
hilarious.
Technically, this is not like it's fake, but it's a troll from the BBC. Technically, this is from some video from 2021 in June 2021, but it is for real. Boris Johnson, I believe he resigned.
Good afternoon. Thank you. It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now. And the timetable will be announced next week. And I've today appointed a cabinet to serve, as I will, until a new leader is in place. I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world. But them's the breaks.
He did look like he was holding back a smile the entire time he was talking.
Well, I mean, it's just a sign of let's look around, let's look at the temperature. You got his ministers and now the prime minister resigning. So, I mean, I don't know what that says, but I mean, it looks like he's looking for a little bit of freedom.
That's which is what made this so funny. When we found this afterwards, it was hilarious.
Right, yeah. But I don't know. What does that say about where we're at?
Well,
what does that say about where the UK is at?
And then it's interesting, too, because I think back to when they all got together and those videos with Justin Trudeau where he was like, we had similar flights. You know, they were comparing their airplanes.
Yeah.
Like, was he thinking about this? Because these aren't, like, on a whim made decisions.
Right. He must have been thinking about this for a long time.
Right. So just how many actions has he made or taken, executive acts has he done, knowing he was about to split?
Aloha from Hawaii. Glad to be here. What is up?
That is so cool. Wow. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii.
Hey, I've seen this one. I've seen this one. It's classic. Battle tractor enters the ring in the Netherlands. The Dutch farmers are based AF. So the Dutch have built a battle tractor. But if you don't know, the Dutch police have been up to some sketchy stuff. And if you don't know what they mean by I've seen this one before, does anyone remember Killdozer?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That guy from that town.
So everybody, look, I like that comment. Go back up.
Spirit animal engaged.
Go back up. Hold on. Wait. Stop. Killdozer versus battle tractor. Fight in the beginning, but realize they fight for the same cause, to take down tyranny.
The return of the dozer. So I don't know. This is more. We got more to get into with the Dutch. Okay, check this out. Different angle. All right, an incident just happened in I guess the Netherlands or Dutch. I'm not familiar with this area, but I do see some skeezy stuff when I see it. And some are saying that the Dutch police just pulled an Antifa. So you check this out.
Das ist ein sogenanntes Romeo-Auto. Romeo, Agenten-Provokateur. Die Leute, die dann Tralala machen sollen. Und da,
So they roll up, they hop out, and they start hitting.
Right.
Right? A different angle from what appears to be the same event. You can clearly see them pulling up and starting chaos. When people fight back, they use that footage in the media to show how violent the protests are in order to manipulate public opinion. Wink, wink. Anybody? I mean, does this say that, does it remind you of anything? So this is the other angle that the state used. And it just says Netherlands. They found other undercover cops.
It's not undercover. It's right on their car.
They pulled right out.
Und da sehen wir das. Wie ich das euch gesagt habe. Ja, das sind sie.
Not cool, man. Not cool. And this is the other angle. See what I mean?
Uh-huh. That's like that vantage point.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. So, I don't know what's going on up in the Netherlands, but the people aren't having it, and they seem to have a spirit of freedom, which is good to see. Angry Wreck-It Ralph, what's up, dude? What's up? Bro fist. Let's see. It's all about staging. It's all about that. What do they call it? Optics. How it looks. Remember, we saw that a lot, especially important near the federal courthouse, where they were raging at the fences. You know what I mean? And sometimes it would be a bad article versus the cops, and sometimes it would be a negative article versus BLM, and it was all about optics. It's all about
Well, and you're still seeing that because you'll see articles from years ago that are posted currently on current events for pages, but just because they're relevant of, you know what I mean, they want to get an idea across to you. Remember when this bad thing happened, just interesting.
Well, look out, we got new killdozers on the ring.
That's right.
In the ring. So look, I just wanted to show this to you. This is a silly article here. Not really an article, it's a tweet. Ford's new electric truck was only able to tow a trailer, like a camper trailer, 85 miles before the battery died. 85 miles, okay, before the battery died. So I watched this. It was a really good video, really thorough, really well done. They compared two different trucks. Let me try and two different trucks of equal comparison.
Right.
or somewhat.
We have an epic road trip range test for you with two very different trucks.
We've got a gasoline-powered V8 GMC Sierra and the all-new, fully electric F-150 Lightning. We're going on a road trip with two identical trailers, and we're going to see which one can go further on a single tank with the GMC or a single charge with the Ford.
But what happens if I run out of fuel, which is what we're planning, or you run out of electricity?
That's where I come in. They gave me a radio. I also have a Ford with power boost, so I'll be able to plug in for Tommy. And we also have 2 gallons of extra fuel in case you get stranded as well. So we're fully covered once again.
So I watched the video. It's really awesome. I suggest you guys watch it too, but it'll open your eyes to the realistic capabilities of these new electric vehicles and these new trucks that they're touting.
Well, that's kind of controlling. That kind of almost brings us back to like frontier days. Like, yeah, you can trek from New York to California if you want, but it's going to be a trek. It's not quite that extreme, but to the extent that you're not going to see as many people
just think about it like this. If you didn't have a supercharger where you were bringing that camper, how long it would take you so long on normal 120 volt or to plug to charge, and a realistic, like just a normal dude who had this, who was just doing the best he could with what he had in a survival situation. I think it's a no-go.
Oh yeah,
it's a
no-go. And then for those electric, what if you go to an area that has experienced a power outage, or you certainly couldn't take an electric down here during a hurricane season. That would definitely not work.
Right? No, it wouldn't work.
Just interesting.
I don't know. So just watch out. These superchargers are great, but what is a truck for? Trucks are like, you go to deer camp, or you go, some folks don't do that at all, which is totally fine. Okay, I'm not saying that you're misusing your truck, but if you do go camping or deer hunting or any kind of outdoorsy off-road long trips, it's still not the time.
That's right.
At least not with Ford.
That's right.
Especially they're more affordable.
Right. But we are seeing a lot of campers out. So despite the gas prices, despite, all the prices, but I kind of feel like people are going to take that vacation. I kind of feel like it's people like, okay, we're practice emergencying, but really it's probably people like, you know what, I don't know that we're going to be able to take a vacation for very many years.
Campgrounds are a part of a lot of people's just pastime. Like with me and my dad had a camper van, and we would go to different, campgrounds and camp in the van, have a little fire outside, make cowboy coffee. You know what I mean?
Gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You ready to move on?
Yes.
All right. So now we start getting into some of the odd behavior, some of the craziness that's been going on here. Okay, which I'm sure it's been going on for a while now, but I think we see a ramp up, a rapido increasing.
That's right.
Of bad attitudes and lawlessness, a spirit of lawlessness. Perhaps. And in the meantime, crap the bed. Totally crapped. Totally crapped.
Well, spoiler alert.
Hey.
He jumps.
Yeah, wild video shows man fleeing cops make terrifying rooftop leap in North Carolina.
He totally nailed
North
it.
Carolina. New York City.
New York City, yep. That's
North
right.
Carolina. Oh, come on. We're going to do this or not?
It's like not.
Here we go.
Don't do it, man.
Whoa, Mikey says, Landon, I seen 6 friends die of a heart attack this year.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Buddy, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Bro, I got you.
Okay. What does he mean by I got you? Does he mean like I'll catch you?
Or I'll be responsible for you and take care of you.
Right,
or
like I'll bail you out
yeah,
if they get
I don't
you?
know.
Does that offer still stand even though he made the jump? I need to follow up. Oh,
Don't do
cops
it.
are
Don't
like,
do it.
crap,
Don't
no,
do
no,
it.
no, no.
Don't. Bro, I got you.
Oh man, that is a leap.
That is a leap. Note that only one cop here in New York City was fit enough, athletically capable, to hop this fence.
No, I think that more could have. They're just like, nah,
I don't want it that bad.
nah. As the food shortages progress, you're gonna have to make decisions on how you spend your energy, you know? I'm just kidding. Are they like waiting here for them to come back? There's... Oh, like a stepping stone so that they can get over.
Okay, so this is nuts. Okay, so what wound up happening was he's running from the police. Okay, pulse pounding video shows the moment a man fleeing cops jumped from elevated Brooklyn subway tracks onto the roof of a building across the street, while bystanders below begged him not to make the dangerous leap.
But he nailed it.
Kendall Floyd, 25, was cruising around Williamsburg Wednesday afternoon when cops spotted him driving without a seatbelt and pulled him over, authorities said.
Well, that escalated.
But as officers conducted the car stop at Humboldt and Du Bois streets around 4:10 p.m., Floyd suddenly flung his car door open, striking a cop in the arm, and bolted. Police managed to catch up to him again about 3 blocks away, but he still refused to surrender. The slippery motorist then scrambled up a stanchion pole onto elevated subway tracks near the Flushing Avenue station, police said. The unnerving footage posted on Twitter late Wednesday begins with Floyd standing just outside the track area, hunching over the adjusting his footing as people gathered below. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it, you know. Floyd suddenly takes the plunge, jumping a great distance onto the roof of a commercial building across the street, according to cops and the shocking footage. Several cops then take off running around the corner towards a chain link fence blocking off the area behind the building where Floyd landed, where only one cop was able to, this dude ran in there with no backup. One of the cops scales the fence. While the others stay back, the clip shows. Another cop is shown pulling what appears to be a wooden frame or a pallet and propping it up against the fence.
Did he get away?
Floyd, who suffered a leg injury after the dramatic plunge, was arrested by the officers, cops said. He was charged with assault on a police officer, reckless endangerment, official misconduct, false personation, two counts of criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and a seatbelt violation, according to police.
False impersonation? Who was he impersonating? A bird?
Floyd of Queens was taken to Woodhull Medical Center in stable condition, authorities said. The officer hurt during the initial car stop went to the Brooklyn Hospital Center to be checked out, cops said. Okay. So that's the end of that story, just in case anybody was alarmed or worried about him. You know, he made it. He
did make it.
But that's some desperate stuff to get out of a seatbelt violation,
right,
man. Okay, so that tells me...
Did he play Assassin's Creed? I don't know.
So look at any... This is from James Wood, okay? But I'm sure you guys have heard of this incident. Look at any major Democrat city. What they have there is what they want for America. Your choice.
so messy.
The party scene has gotten wild in the city. This is New
No,
York.
but like the way
This is New York.
so somebody is bleeding, and the girl in the white, she's like, your face is bleeding, and like throws like, so people just mock you. If you're wounded, it doesn't matter. People just mock. They have no care whatsoever.
Yeah. This right here is what you call savage behavior. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to start watching out. You know what I mean?
Is this the one with the comments about the Kingsman?
Is it?
You have to.
We'll have to see.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
Okay. That's crazy. I wish it was isolated, but it's not.
Yeah, so these workers at this Belle Fry's place, this started because they told one of these women that it was $1.75 for extra cheese sauce.
What?
That's why this started. And that was very...
Some of y'all watch
that
your
was,
kids watch Bon Qui Qui too much.
That was very offensive to these ladies, that it would cost $1.75 for more cheese. And man, it just reminds me of Matthew 24 again. If you go and read in Matthew 24, you know, Jesus said that in these times people will be easily offended.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And watch out, man. I'm
but
telling you.
because like if you don't have food as is, if this was all you had and you know you only have enough to scrounge up, we're gonna see more on food. I'm not justifying
Well,
it.
hold on, I'm not done. Watch this. I don't know. You may not want to watch the rest of this. Needless to say, they beat the crap out of the place.
Ooh.
The workers are like bloodied and bruised by
Right.
this. You know, it's not like killing them. They don't have any immediate serious injuries. But because of standing here and recording, this person and the other person that was working, they have like bruises. They were throwing heavy little objects. And,
So look at all these quote unquote men back here.
oh,
That could every single one of them take control of the situation?
yeah,
but
that is gone.
That's gone because now they're too afraid of, you know, oh, that's sexist, this, that, and the other.
I don't know if it's that.
Well, no,
They're
'cause
just
you
there.
don't wanna...
No, this is a very Travis Scott kind of crowd. And if you watch, go look into the culture. There's a YouTube channel called The Days of Noah.
Right.
And he did like an excellent documentary on Astro World, breaking it down, even breaking down Travis Scott's his ideals and like what he's pushing in his music. They have a very purge-like culture. So at his concerts, it's people are like, oh, it's normal. Like you're gonna get the crap beat out of you, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't...
go look it up. And like his concerts, they put the fans in like cages.
Yeah,
and they
that's right.
promote you to tear the cages down and to like mosh pit and go crazy.
Whoa.
And so like it's really, this is now the good time to that party crowd, is destruction, chaos, mayhem, tearing down the system. So you're talking about a cultural, this is not overt, this is subverted. It's like a subversion of programming to teach people to be more destructive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If
Through
you
the
defend
music.
yourself, you go to jail. If you defend others, you go to jail. If you know, so yeah, you're right.
And these people's attitude is F the world, only they matter, only what they want matter. And I'm talking about most folks in the cities. They're very concerned with themselves, and they're very, you know what I mean?
It's spread. It's not just
It's
even the
spread.
cities
You're right.
anymore.
You're right. It's not just the cities. Just absolute chaos, okay?
And just laughing about it, like just not.
Well, she has to laugh it off. She's got to be so absolutely embarrassed, to be honest.
No, not a chance.
Well, this is the defense mechanism, is the humor. Is like, you know, like when, you know, that's a defense mechanism. She's
Right.
able to stand there in front of all these people by laughing it off. You know what I
Right,
mean?
okay, I get that.
It's
And then-
dismissive. She's
right.
dismissing it. That's why she's laughing so much.
And then the guys back there are just like egging it on, kind of. I don't know.
Anyway, these women were arrested. And like I said, it all started because the employee said that it would be $1.75 for extra cheese.
Well, it's going to be more for damages now.
Or extra sauce. And they were all three arrested. So, getting smacked down at the McCafe town. Okay?
It don't always go like that.
Just more chaos, okay? Let's see. More of this. probably copyrighted music.
I thought that was like a 9-iron or something.
Yeah, I thought it was like apparently there's some issue here where a customer or an off-duty employee or something is having something bad is happening with this blue-hatted person.
Right, and
this blue-hatted person knows that they just turned it into a jackpot bingo situation.
Right.
And that they bolt to go get like a weapon.
Right. And this little
Look, they
short
bolt
kid
right there. They just bolted. And this short dude is like, nope. Ooh, he's got something. I don't know what he has, but it's not good.
Ooh, you know that boy has been beat by his mama.
Did he start it? Is this self-defense? I don't know, but we're seeing it, and especially we're seeing it in what I want to call restaurants.
Yeah.
Some of this is fast food, but better watch out. I don't know if they have some kind of Kingman divide. Go watch the movie Kingman, okay?
A lot of stuff
to know
has
where
been
this
happening.
Conspiracy theory is coming from.
The person that just got shot at Subway for putting too much mayo on somebody's sandwich.
That's right. Someone
People
shot somebody at Subway.
Are stressed and hungry and broke. Why wasn't she screaming stop when he was jumping behind the counter?
Exactly. Why weren't they saying stop before they jumped behind the counter? I don't know what's going on here, but you're seeing pride increase where folks ain't about to let nothing go. They're not about to let this pass. Oh, that's why we gotta turn the other cheek, man. We gotta, just try to be
Right.
Treat others exactly how we want to be treated.
That's right.
Treat others, if you want to be treated good, treat folks good. Because evil is increasing, pride is increasing. Okay, folks are not letting stuff go. They're letting little bitty things set them off.
Because I'm like, is America bored? Did they get us addicted to chaos to the point that like if we don't have it, we'll create it ourselves?
Right, and that is a part of that culture that I'm talking about right now.
Well, and then you mix that with actual stress, actual hunger, actual.
Well, yeah, watch. That's about the end of this one. I didn't research this one enough to know if anyone was. I don't know who was arrested. I don't know if these people or what this weapon was. I don't know if they were, I don't know to what extent their injuries were. I didn't look that far into this one. All of this went down and nobody called the cops, so folks would rather record what's going down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the best you can do is...
I get it. Because to be honest with you, it's better to have the recording for when the cops show up. Okay.
But it would have been nice, like those 3 women, like somebody. So in that scenario, had 3 guys apprehended them and just held them back to calm down, they in turn could have pressed charges on those 3 guys.
So you were just saying about like when people get hungry.
This one, yep.
All right, let's see.
This one I almost felt bad for.
Still, I don't know.
Think about how hangry people get. You know what I mean? It's not okay, but look, we're gonna see this collapse, this fall apart, this whatever is going to happen in stages. Not everybody is going to get
more
hit.
or less in waves or frequency.
Exactly.
Like a birth.
Not everybody is going to get hit at once.
That's why it's called the beginning of sorrows. These are the birthing pains. Birthing pains meaning it comes in frequencies, as in like contractions come and then they go away. And then they come up harder and then they go away.
But look at your gas stations. Look at your roads. People are already broken down on the side of the road with no gas. People are already going 1 gallon of gas at a time at the pump. I have seen it.
I've seen it.
And then you've already got people who are having to choose, okay, well, do I have food today or do I go to work, because of gas? So people are already suffering. And you're going to see, you know what I mean? Imagine your worst day plus, hunger. And anyway, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's okay. And then you've got this over sensationalized society that things like this are okay. And kids that weren't really raised because their parents were addicted to, so anyway.
That's right. Either these things are staged or we are inching toward the apocalypse. James
this
Woods.
is the one. This
James
is the
Woods
one
said.
that has that meme too. I'm
She
hungry.
says, so first off, she says, I'll cut you. And then she starts screaming that she's hungry. Hold on, let me try to fix this. I'm messing it all up. She just said, I'll stab you.
Right. And look, Amber just said we had someone get stabbed at the Taco Bell on their smoke break. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I feel bad for people who rely on fast food, and it's sad that people are doing that. But when you look at the grocery prices, think about being young. I remember me making 19, 20-year-old decisions, and a lot of it was fast food. And you know what I mean? And so
Me too.
for people who are in those boats where it's like, I can't afford to go drop $300 for 1 week of groceries or, whatever, depending on where you're at. It's this is where they're, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, I know people are going to get hungry and expect to see more.
Here, mashed potato chicken. Mashed potato chicken.
I mean, think about it though. Would you get fired, honestly?
Right.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying her behavior should be rewarded. I'm just saying that maybe if someone tried to play it cool and give her mashed potatoes and chicken, that someone would have been fed. You could offer to pay.
Right.
Why is no one offering to pay?
Right.
Well, I ain't got. I know. But maybe you would deserve a blessing if you help folk. I don't
That's
know.
right.
Maybe.
That's right.
I don't know. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Yep.
Wouldn't you want someone to pay for a meal for you at your worst?
Right.
Right. I don't know. Perhaps, maybe I'm just sounding like I'm snooty.
And then here's another thing. This is also going to lead into more crisis because, like Kelly said, wondering how many people that were working there quit after that night. Yeah, so like, do you want your kid working at
if you want to know why we're hiring signs are everywhere,
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Yep.
It's because there's like pride has increased and there's no one's offering respect or dignity. So there is no more respect or dignity.
Right.
You pretty much just gotta go do what you gotta do.
Right.
Yeah. Regardless of your background. You know what I mean? And that's just so that
Right.
you want to know why?
That's right.
The corporation mentality and how they did things, allowing whatever this diversity training stuff kind of was the start of it. Not that that's bad, but it did get the foot in the door for like Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Now all the corporations put a black image on their profile picture, and so you get a lot. And
That's right.
And don't think that all these corporations. I'm just saying they don't want you to have a family. Mm-hmm. It's inconvenient if your kid is sick.
That's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look at what they have done to us.
I remember when I was working at DeVita and there was a hurricane coming, and Wyatt was only like, I think 2 at the time, and all the daycares were closed because there's a hurricane coming. And I called my boss and she was like, well, I was like, I don't have anywhere to take my son. The hurricane is like hitting. And she was like, well, the expectation is that you're at work.
Right. That's a sickness. And it goes all the way down to your lowest income.
Yep.
And they, so folks getting treated like crap from both ends won't work.
Right.
Folks will try to figure out their own way.
Kelly, I gotta read this. Kelly says she went from 0 to feed me Seymour at Little Shop of Horrors in about 2.3 seconds. That's right. That's right. Sorry, that's funny.
Right here. You don't listen to shit. You don't fucking work here.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You want to clean this shit up?
I'm driving.
Let's do this.
I'm sorry.
Somebody is on the drive-thru. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with.
Why?
Because I can't. You have to wear a mask.
Fuck you.
That's okay.
Fuck
You
you.
need to wear a mask.
You should bitch, you got work.
Oh.
No, not me gonna give me shit. Fuck you, Clint. You hated this shit. Look at the fucking back there. It's all fucking disgusting.
So somebody offered, I guess this was about masks, because somebody said, I have a mask in the car if you want. She was like, no.
Yeah, because, you know, it's not about the...
Right,
you know,
right.
We're past that. So buckle up. We're rewinding, okay? Groups of Somalian males and youths attacked people on the street with fireworks. One woman walking a dog was targeted in Minneapolis, which a lot of folks are saying is no big deal. I used to shoot fireworks with me and my cousins. Sometimes we would shoot at each other. You know what I mean? And we had some distance on each other, but, you know, strangers is not okay. Unsuspecting victims, not okay.
Not okay.
But it does make viral content on Twitter.
That's my slime!
Oh, that poor puppy. And the poor woman.
And there are multiple angles of this car.
Some shit is stressing me out. You can't really tell what it is.
Is that it?
Oh my god, dude. This is actually feels stressful. That hit that car.
They're shooting at the cars. What the fuck?
Amid the fireworks, there were also shootings.
For hours overnight on Monday, groups of Somalian youths in Minneapolis used fireworks as weapons to attack people, drivers, and buildings. More than 1,300 calls were made to police. Amid the fireworks, there were shootings as well. Now, we could dig down into some conspiratorial stuff where fireworks are very often used in like training simulation.
Right.
And they desensitize the mind to gunfire and explosions
Smoke,
so
right.
that you can think clearer in an explosive, smoky, terrible environment.
Than you would
so
initially.
if these Somalians are practicing for something, I don't know, okay?
Right.
That's just speculation. I doubt it. Okay, we've seen firework battles before, even here on the show. Okay, like
This
in New
is
York
the
or
one-
Brooklyn, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Dang. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Where are they getting these multi-repeating Roman candles at, man? I didn't see none of those at the fireworks
No
stand.
joke.
Okay, all right.
I don't like to see people suffer. Like, I don't like to
I don't like that either.
this is not, meh.
A couple of random things here. All right. Photographer suing tattoo artist Kat Von D over copyright infringement. All right. Now, I don't know what this is about. I just saw it, and I feel like this is really just like she welcomes this because this is going to make her street cred. Like, man, she tattoos so good that photographers copyright infringe upon her, you know.
Okay, part of me feels like this is Kat Von D trying to get back onto a little bit of limelight, because, like, who really cares about Kat Von D right now? The world's going crazy.
Right.
But then part of me also feels like this is just somebody trying to ride on her coattails. Does it really matter? No. But dang, I mean, if you're getting copyright infringements, that is a true testament to your work.
Well, I don't know. I just saw that. I was like, that's odd. That's odd. I didn't know that they did that kind of thing. You could copyright infringe folks for that.
That's right.
The Broken Easel. Very good to have you. Thank you so much for subscribing. That's awesome. All right. So the UN warns 10% of world undernourished as hunger shot up amid the Wuhan Wiggle pandemic. But more came out about the United Nations that I don't have here with me that we need to look into.
And that's interesting because this is before things, well, I mean, get bad here, I should say. I realize that it's bad, you know, in some places across the world already and has been for quite some time. But I imagine that number is going to go up.
Yeah, world hunger is going to have a whole new definition if things keep going the way they're going. We're past 100 food distribution plants being,
that's right.
You know, call it what you want, accidents, whatever, okay? That is an awful amount of accidents to not be considered a coincidence, or for someone with a little bit of. I think anyone who is looking into it with a little bit of authority is getting told to shut up.
That's
and,
right.
You know, watch out. Here's a little doom break. Flight attendant gives saucy performance during safety demonstration.
Safety information card for use with a
I'm so bad about this.
water evacuation and leave everything. In the event of a water evacuation, you must the license under your remove the vent, open and pull the red strap to open the container and remove the pouch. Remove the vest from the pouch as shown in the safety information card. Place the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist. Buckle the front and pull too tight. Once you're outside, pull down on the red tab to place the vest and release light flow into the tube at your shoulder. The vest has a light that turns on automatically in the water. Please refer to the safety information card for use with a life vest on an infant.
Oh, an infant through the infant.
If needed. And will be covered and leave everything. In the event of a water evacuation, you must the license under your remove the vent, open and pull the red strap to open the.
Okay, I don't know. You know.
I always, like, when I used to fly, I loved when flight attendants would do funny ones. Like,
Petey, who remembers the time when people minded their own business but were still friendly and would give you the shirt off their back if you were in need? Yeah,
that's right.
And we were watching a Ford Motor Company film about a kid from the city going out to, which I'm just gonna have to show you guys next time we go live. But you know, farmers back in the day, like they like would never ask. They would never ask for anything unless they really needed it.
That's right.
So you always helped your
Right,
neighbor if they
right.
asked for, like, hey, could you come help me till up the other side of this field
Right.
before the rain gets here?
Yep.
They would never ask unless they really needed it. So
Because
you
if
always
you need-
knew
Yep.
that if someone was asking, then they really needed it. And then that just, I mean, come on, doesn't that sound like a...
That's how I grew up, but
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Google's democratic AI is better at redistributing wealth than America.
Ugh.
Researchers built an AI that gives out money based on who started with less resources, and humans preferred it.
Were they, like, comparing it in a game of Monopoly, do you think?
I don't know. It's no secret that the overwhelming majority of wealth in the United States is concentrated at the very top, creating staggering levels of poverty and inequality that vastly outpace other supposedly wealthy nations. But while the current political system ensures that this upward extraction of wealth continues, AI researchers have begun playing with a fascinating question: is machine learning better equipped than humans to create a society that divides resources more equitably? Okay, this sounds like Rehoboam in Westworld. All right, more predictive programming or whatever. The answer, according to a recent paper published in Nature from researchers at Google's DeepMind, seems to be yes, at least as far as the study's participants are concerned. The paper describes a series of experiments where a deep neural network was tasked with divvying up resources in a more equitable way that humans preferred. The humans participated in an online economic game called
Public goods game.
Public goods game. I thought you were going to
Not
say...
Monopoly.
Not Monopoly, but dadgum, I thought we were getting close
That's
there.
right. I was like, oh, okay. It's
In economics, where each round they would choose whether to keep a monetary endowment or contribute a chosen amount of coins into a collective fund. These funds would then be returned to the players under 3 different redistribution schemes based on different human economic systems.
So like a free parking.
And one additional scheme created entirely by the AI, yes, like free parking, called the Human-Centered Redistribution Mechanism, HCRM. The humans would then vote to decide which system they preferred. It turns out the distribution scheme created by the AI was the one preferred by the majority of participants. So this one little test is supposed to say, guys, clearly we need to let AI have control over the distribution of wealth.
Right. And
you know, we need to divvy this up. So is the Great Reset, I mean, how do you redistribute wealth? Does that mean that they are planning some kind of awful, terrible thing to happen? And then, like in Fight Club, at the end of the movie, no one's going to have any debts or credit, or, you know, we're just going to wipe all wealth away. So whether you're a billionaire or not. So that's why billionaires have so much property, so that if there's a Great Reset and everyone's money is just, you know, blinked out of existence out of their bank account, you know what I mean? Whoever had the most stuff wins.
So it freaks me out because in my head I'm thinking,
so
okay,
minimalist
so like,
is not the way to go, because if some theoretical Great Reset happened where all of a sudden no one had access to any money in a bank account, you know what I'm saying? If you were minimalist as possible, you have nothing. But if you were hoarding or prepping, you would have a lot. Or property.
I'm thinking in a scenario where it's like, okay, well,
a communism bot, exactly.
Imagine a reset where, you know, banks close, EMP type scenario where everything went offline and we had to start over. So it would basically be people who could prove that they had wealth, and you'd have to prove it within probably, you know, 48 hours of the event. And then anybody who couldn't prove it is basically going to be forced into slavery of sorts.
Well, economic.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, slaves were not always African American people. Like, every race has been slaves.
I know, but
so
that's very unpopular. They don't like
history
you
is
talking.
Whether it's
there were Irish slaves.
Yeah, no joke. There was literally
right.
You could sell
and actually,
into
the
slavery.
Terminology, they did say slave a lot, but a lot of times it was also servitude, a servant.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
But instead of you being able to leave, you technically get paid out. And so you kind of have to serve and stay to do your service.
So do you remember Walking Dead before we gave up on it? Like, Beth ended up at this hospital community something where it was like everything you took you had to pay for with time, kind of. So
that's
like
right.
if you had a pudding or something, like
that's right.
You had to eat. I don't know. So that's what I'm talking about when I new age slavery, where it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to, you know, just to live, you're gonna have to give all of your time. It's gonna be really difficult to get ahead.
That kind of sounds what Zuckerberg is doing with the Meta. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if you earn money through what you do with the time you spend, so like, you know, an accountant doesn't do the same amount of work that, say, a construction person does, but that doesn't matter. They both have. We're not talking about what they do.
Right.
We're talking about the energy they spend doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, if he has jobs and stuff in the metaverse, and like, you got to spend time there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know, guys. We got really far off on that one.
No, but it's interesting to think about. So they like this better. I would argue that there's a huge difference between how you actually spend and steward your finances versus a game on the computer. But I can, you know, appreciate the sentiment that they tried to put themselves as much as possible into that scenario.
Google's AI isn't sentient, but it is biased and terrible.
Oh.
The question of sentient chatbots is fascinating, but ultimately a distraction from the big tech companies creating them. Okay, I just wanted to throw some of these out here. Twitter says it removes 1 million spam accounts a day.
Wow. I wonder how many of them glow.
Entire bots. I don't know. Musk argued, without presenting evidence, that Twitter has significantly underestimated the number of these spam bots, automated accounts that typically promote scams and misinformation on its service. Twitter said on the call that the spam accounts represent well below 5% of its active user base each quarter, which I say is a bunch of hogwash. You know, I don't know. Let's see. This is the creepy news. I'm moving on rather quickly. Chinese researchers developed device they say can test loyalty to the party with a face scan. Okay. An artificial intelligence institute, of course, because they're coming out with all the greatest things, devise a device that's based on facial scans and a polygraph.
Wow, we've escalated quickly from devices I can tell when you're looking at prawn to testing
China's
loyalty.
into all that, man. China's into all that stuff.
That's horrifying. Okay, can I read this one?
A short video uploaded to... Go ahead.
Well, no,
Nope, you go ahead.
Researchers in the eastern Chinese province of Anhui say they have developed a device that can determine loyalty to the ruling Chinese Communist Party using facial scans. So it's not enough to just front and say you're pro-China, but then have dreams of not being pro-China. You have to be all the way pro-China, and we have to tell that. A short video uploaded to the Weibo account of the Hefei Comprehensive National Science Center on June 30th said the project was an example of artificial intelligence empowering party building. Let's see, the Weibo post was later deleted, but a text summary of the video produced in honor of the CCP July's 1st anniversary remained available on the Internet Archive on Monday. I didn't realize that CCP had also July. So Canada, USA, and CCP all have little Independence Days kind of all around the same time.
Weird.
Guaranteeing the quality of party member activities is turning into a problem in need of coordination, the text said. This equipment is kind of a smart ideology, using AI technology to extract and integrate facial expressions, EEG readings, and skin conductivity, making it possible to ascertain the levels of concentration, recognition, and mastery of ideological and political education so as to better understand its effectiveness, the description said. It can provide real data for organizers of ideological and political education so they can keep improving their methods of education and enrich content, it said.
It said the device relies on emotionally intelligent computing, among other methods, to measure to what extent subjects feel grateful to the CCP, do as it tells them, and follow its lead. In the video, as reported by Hong Kong's Ming Pao newspaper, a researcher in white walks into a room and sits in front of a screen to take a test before receiving a test score analysis on screen. Now, I'll be right back. I have to utilize the latrine. Can you read?
Yes.
Okay.
Where you at? All right. Where did it go? Okay. Before the post was deleted, some comments slammed the idea as high-tech brainwashing, while others referenced George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984, saying that Big Brother would be watching them. And Hui-based sociologist Song Daan said the post had been removed due to its political sensitivity. Hefei Comprehensive National Science Center has been using biotechnology to measure the loyalty of party members and cadres, Song said. This shows that the CCP is becoming more and more totalitarian, no joke. And then I have to wonder, what is the consequences if they fail their test? So what is that going to look like? Yikes. Especially since we know that, China will take family members and things like that. So just interesting. In the logic of a totalitarian society, more and more emphasis is placed on refining controllability, and party members are regarded as screws that could come loose and potentially cause damage. They are the enemy of the machine, he said. So while you're working for them, they are looking at you like the enemy. That is literally what I imagine hell like, because the enemy, in my mind, and what I try to talk with my kids about too, is it's like, in hell, the enemy tries to deceive you and tell you, yeah, we'll be your friend. But in the end, it's everybody against everybody. So that is interesting. Song said the technology was based on the polygraph used by security services to detect lying, which was itself bad on the word association experiments of Swiss psychiatrist C.G. Jung. They are using this technology to treat all party members as potential anti-CCP agents, he said. The use of these technology on officials demonstrates the sorry state of affairs within party ranks. let's see here. Current affairs commentator surnamed Zhang agreed. They are consolidating their power to better hold on to it, Zhang said. That's what these people want, to consolidate their position. Would a regime that served the people be afraid of losing political power? Ooh, all-seeing eye. A call to Hefei Comprehensive National Science Center on Monday resulted in a recorded message saying, "Sorry, the person you have called isn't authorized to take your call. Goodbye." In 2018, authorities in Zhejiang province installed an all-seeing eye in high school classrooms to spot students who weren't paying attention or who fell asleep in class, official media reported. The new system at the number 11 high school links up a surveillance camera to facial recognition software that tracks students' movements and facial expressions, according to the daily newspaper. Okay, so think about this. You've got high schools with an all-seeing eye, right? So if you can, like that, depending on how 1984 you want to get with this, your high school surveillance career could be linked to your social credit score, which could all be linked to this whole, paying attention if you're for CCP or not. I don't know. It can go pretty far. So, I just gotta give it to God and
the all-seeing eye.
We'll just leave that alone.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, what's up? Anyway, so creepy Chinese face reading software and other AI creepy stuff. All right. I'm sorry, I found another cops episode.
Doom break.
This is just, I don't know, guys, okay?
Timmy said you took care of yourself pretty well.
Yeah, until I got hit with a can of corn.
Did you buy that can of corn?
Yes, I bought the damn can she hit me with.
Oh, insult to injury.
So we get dispatched to a physical disturbance. While en route, dispatch advises that the victim is bleeding pretty heavily from the back of her head. I made contact.
Dang, she really is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this is like a military uniform.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my, this was 2019.
She told us that the suspect had hit her with a can of corn. We sit down with the suspect. She's telling us that the victim was calling her several names, being, extremely rude to her.
She called me a piece of liar. And it was on.
And it was on.
And it was on,
And
man.
it was on.
That was it?
That was it.
That means I got up in her face. And when I did, she grabbed me by the hair. And when she grabbed me by the hair and we went down, I punched her in the mouth.
Did you push her or anything?
No. She pushed me and I went off.
Okay. Did you hit her with a can of corn?
A can of corn.
She said that there was no can of
What
corn
is this
involved.
Corn you speak of?
And then I asked if there was anybody else that witnessed the altercation. She said, yeah, my boyfriend, Timmy. So step away, talk to him. He tells us, listen,
Timmy. Okay.
The suspect started everything with the victim, got up in the victim's face and was screaming at her and actually pushed her.
I pulled them apart, they kept getting together, and I was like, fine, y'all just go on this.
Okay.
Stacy's got a cut across the back of her neck.
What's that from?
And she busted a can of corn across the neck. Just threw it and broke.
So she did hit her with a can of corn?
Yes.
Okay.
She's saying different, she's lying.
Yeah, she is. So she pushed her.
She pushed her first.
And so I go outside, make contact with the suspect, and I said, listen, where's the can of corn at? She's like, okay, I threw it in the woods. We actually locate it, and there's a dent right where it...
Can I just say, though, this officer's name is Floyd, and the guy that jumped from the rooftop to the thing, his name was also named Floyd. Just saying. All right, go ahead.
Made an impact with the victim's head. Definitely a strange dynamic with the boyfriend having one of his best friends, which is the victim, living with him, and then also having his girlfriend live with him, and the girlfriend and the best friend do not get along.
Okay, so who is who?
I don't know.
Because he said his best friend, which is the victim, which
That's right.
The younger girl's the victim, right? Because she got corned. And then the girlfriend Which, does that make the old woman Timmy's
Too
girlfriend?
Loco checking the backyard for a Timmy. Okay, all clear. Make sure that, hey, check your six, folks. Make sure there's no Timmys
I'm
out there.
pretty sure Timmy is with the...
Timmy's the innocent one here, guys.
I'm pretty sure Timmy is with the grandma knockers.
She was scrubbing the floor, and she's 53 years old. So I grabbed a wire brush and got on the floor with her.
Okay.
And she said, I'm fixing to say something insulting. I said, all right, what? She said, are you only helping me because Timmy's on his way home? And I stood up, and I said, I don't think Timmy doesn't get off till 5:30 or 6. I was trying to help you. But I tell you what, you can do it now, you effing self.
The boyfriend of the suspect did say,
oh boy.
He's like, well, she's a redneck. She knows how to fight. I actually asked the victim about it, and she was pretty proud of it. That can of corn, I mean, with it full and it being a pretty strong tin can, it can do some damage. And had she thrown it probably with a little bit more velocity...
She got corned. Oh, oh no.
Probably would have knocked the victim out, rendered her unconscious.
She wouldn't have had to deal with this mess in the first place.
She hit me right there. And I saw stars. And then I looked on the floor, there was corn everywhere. I didn't even know I was bleeding.
Yeah, Timmy said that you're a redneck. That's
Yes,
what he
I
said, because he
am.
said you jumped on her like a grown man.
She hit me.
Well, yeah, you have every right to defend yourself. That's what I'm saying. But he said you took care of yourself pretty well.
Kelly, they all... I can't say it.
Until I got hit with a can of corn.
Anytime you have...
They all seem like winners.
Well, isn't that...
Hey, that's just the beginning.
This is the best.
Chickens die every day, people.
Okay, does anybody watch The Office? This is Todd Packard. Okay, this is what happened. He moved down to Florida.
He did
This
in the
is
show.
his-
He did. In the show, he moves down to Tallahassee.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, I
no,
got
that's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay,
Seriously.
well, this is exciting. I think I found a spinoff.
Get ready for this story. A Florida man is speaking out after a month in jail. He's accused of killing his neighbor's rooster. He says the
Pause
rooster
it.
attacked him.
This is actually current, though. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the other
this
ones are
just
like
happened.
a year or two old,
Yeah,
so like
no,
you
this
can
is
make
current.
yourself feel better. But no, this is right now.
Yes, yes.
And he was wrongfully imprisoned. But his former friend says that is not the case.
I didn't know to give it a 21 gun salute, CPR, mouth to mouth, you know, or call the chicken ambulance.
Big Roo was Jason DeFelice's pet rooster. That is until James Nix hit it with a stick.
So I'm defending myself. You know, I was feared for my safety, and the chicken, you know, died.
Nix says the rooster attacked people.
I have not heard that, because I know the neighbor here.
I have not heard that.
I know him. Like, we're friends. He never said anything to me about it.
We're friends. He never said anything to me like that.
I did tell him, after the chicken hit my dad, I said, hey man, the chicken attacked my dad. Oh, what's the deal? It's just a chicken. What's he gonna do? You know, okay, well, look.
He says the rooster followed and attacked him.
His neck flares up, and he's doing his thing, and he's trying to jump up at me. And I try to hit it, but the chicken's jumping up at me, and I accidentally knocked it in the head. You know, call it a lucky shot, whatever.
Call it a lucky shot.
But when DeFelice came home, all he saw was his rooster dead in a ditch.
I said, I'm calling JSO. I called JSO. JSO didn't do nothing. Then a couple days later, I realized I could call animal control.
And in late June, James Nix went to jail for animal cruelty.
Next thing you know, he calls the chicken police on me. Chickens are dying every day, people, at churches, Popeyes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Really?
This dude went to jail for a month.
While the neighbors continue this very important fight, Nix says he never should have been arrested in the first place.
I never should have been arrested in
like
the first.
A pro. Okay, you could see the laughter clear up to her eyeballs, and she held that in like a professional.
Up until the camera was turned on.
Good job. Good job. This guy, like, I'm so happy. I wish if that could be, look, if that video could be in my bio story as like just an expression of who I am, I think that would work. Chickens died every day.
All right, we saw this and initially thought like, wait, no way, right? Like it
Right.
was shock at first. It was kind of like,
I said,
this is a joke because you
gotta prove this to me because I think this is just somebody like making a joke, and I don't want to look like an idiot.
It says Sam Brenton, Deputy Assistant Secretary, Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition, Department of Energy, Office of Nuclear Energy, Defender of rentaboy.com. Okay, now that is the joke.
What?
But no, so I had to look it up for her. Fact files, July 8th. Sam Brenton, U.S. Department of Energy, bio, wiki, age, so everything you want right here. Okay, Sam Brenton, MIT graduate and activist who specializes in handling nuclear waste. Dude, has been announced by the Biden administration as the latest hire at the Department of Energy as the Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition Deputy. Okay, according to his LinkedIn, Brenton currently serves as the Director of Global Political Affairs for Deep Isolation in Berkeley, California.
Is he emotionally or mentally sound enough to handle
that was a comment.
Waste? I know it was an excellent comment.
We once said, "Now I've seen it all." Nah, this circus is far from over. What is going on with society? Exactly, people. This is why I bring the show to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what's going on? What's really going on? You know what I mean? Golf and Guns, what's up? So good to see you. So good to see you.
I love when those chickens do their thing. I know, Robin. Me too. Chickens are coming out of the woods.
Coming out of the wood. All right. So, saw this. Everyone.
Doom breakover.
Yeah, doom breakover. But anyway. What would happen if Russia launched a nuclear war? Study shows firestorms would block out the sun and trigger a little ice age, resulting in crop failure and ocean famine. New study says nuclear war between Russia and U.S. would trigger a little ice age. So I don't know. What are they putting this out in the mainstream media zeitgeist to desensitize folks? This could go,
or just to make it the fear, like another
so
Cuban Missile Crisis.
I hear people is it for real, or are we serious, or are we kidding, or you know, like how many seconds are we from midnight?
100 seconds from midnight, it said. I think.
Make tweets mean again. LOL. All right. Firestorms would release smoke into upper atmosphere and block out the sun. And first month average global temperature on Earth would plunge by about 13 degrees. Okay. I don't know why they're putting this out there in the zeitgeist or in popular culture right now. It's jam-packed, y'all, with like everything, you know, they want to put into your head about what would happen if, there it is. It is 100 seconds to midnight. Is this for real?
I don't know if that's the current one, but I remember during the Cuban Missile
in 2020,
Crisis,
the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist and Expert Group formed in 1945 adjusted the doomsday clock 100 seconds to midnight, the closest we've ever come to total destruction, and it remained there in 2021. That sent a message that the Earth was closer to oblivion than any time since the early days of hydrogen bomb testing and 1984, when U.S.-Soviet relations reached their iciest point in decades. 1947
to 48, we were 7 minutes to midnight. 49 to 52, 3 minutes, and then and then look, in 1969 we jumped up to 10 minutes and 12 minutes, and 72 and 73. And then, look, in 1991 to 94, we were at 17 minutes. Holy moly. And then it all went bad in 2001.
Holy crap, it fell. 2001.
9/11.
It really marked a, right here.
Yeah.
It really marks the start of the agenda. You know what I mean?
So, but before 2020, we had never been below a minute. Or below, I'm sorry, so we're still not below a minute. I'm an idiot. 2 minutes. So 2 minutes is
2020
120 seconds. So we shaved off 20 seconds.
2020 marked 100 seconds.
Right, exactly. But that's a minute and a half.
But it's a big article. And so they're really, I mean, all the information. Another model showed India and Pakistan detonating a 500 to 100 kiloton nuclear weapon, leading to 5 47 teragrams, 11 billion to 103 pounds of smoke and soot. So I don't know. I didn't want to read a whole bunch of that.
Right. Just interesting to know.
Just interesting to know that this is out in the Daily Mail. Okay. Alongside this stuff, Putin warns the West, Ukraine heading for tragedy. Vladimir Putin on Thursday accused the West of decades of aggression towards Moscow and warned that if it wanted to attempt to beat Russia on the battlefield, it was welcome to try, but this would bring tragedy for Ukraine.
Oy.
His remarks came as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov prepared for a closed-door foreign ministers meeting at a G20 gathering in Indonesia on Friday, which will be the first time Putin top diplomat comes face-to-face with the most vocal opponent of the invasion of Ukraine in February. So, things like these things, you see,
right,
being released together.
Mm-hmm.
Russia says the West risks the wrath of God if it punishes Moscow over war. Okay, they also have a basketball player there.
Right. In other news, right. I love how they use their punctuation. It is hilarious.
And the basketball player Brittany Griner has been asking Biden to come get her, but I haven't heard that they would or that they are. So, Russia Ukraine war. Russia claims to use electromagnetic anti-drone gun. Electromagnetic anti-drone gun. The weapon identified as the Stupor. Whoa, that's a name. Stupor, like a drunken stupor.
Right.
Was described in the report as an advanced electromagnetic weapon that serves the connection between drones and their operators.
Severs.
Sorry.
Wow.
The need for such portable anti-drone weapons became evident because the Ukrainian troops are using a large number of UAVs and various small copters. UAVs being unmanned something.
Oh, yeah.
Unmanned aircraft vehicle, something like that.
Jams the operator. Just as you press a button, Stupor jams the operator's signal to the drone. After that, the drone is neutralized and forced to land in designated area. The need for such portable anti-drone weapons became evident because the Ukraine troops are using a large number of UAVs and various small copters, which we saw that. Do you remember when they took up a drone and dropped a explosion?
A lot of that, yeah. Notorious global terror boss escaped in mass prison break, jail officials say, which I brought this to your attention because in the article here it says, armed with bombs, rocket-propelled grenades, and look at this bull crap. MSN, the Daily Beast, it's crazy. What do they say here? Not assault rifle. What? General purpose machine gun. When do you ever see that in the news? Okay? Please. I mean, if this had happened in America, okay, I know it doesn't have anything to do with the price of tea this happened in Nigeria, so it doesn't have anything to do with us. But, I just read and I was like, hold up, what? General purpose machine guns? What? that's Usually you never see that.
Yeah, that's the strangest way I've ever seen it.
Normally they're like assault rifles.
Well, so okay, and that's all you hear about was how it was.
Well, so it did free dozens of jihadists, which they want Sharia law and all that, including the leader of the brutal terrorist group. I can't even pronounce that. Ansari.
That's okay.
Ansari. According to a number of Nigerian security officials. If you care about that, the article's out there. I apologize for not reading it.
That's okay.
I was like, what? Multi-purpose machine gun. General purpose machine guns. Why don't I need some general purpose? I don't know.
Multi-purpose. LOL.
Why has North Korea stopped boasting about its missile tests?
Yikes, that's scary. Hey, because look, long time ago I always heard that you don't have to worry about the person who's screaming, I have missiles, I have missiles. You got to worry about the one who doesn't scream it. They just pushed a button.
North Korea has tested an unprecedented number of missiles this year as it expands its weapons program. Until recently, it usually boasted about each test in state media, sometimes with dramatic flair. But since April, that information has dried up. North Korea stopped sharing details, photos, and videos of the half-dozen missile tests it has conducted since then, including that of a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile as it develops long-range weapons that could reach the east coast of the United States. The East Coast?
This is my general purpose can of corn. Hilarious.
General purpose can of corn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. As analysts, we always... I'm sorry. I just wanted to try and cut through this. Hyperbolic weapons announcements are always taken with a grain of salt and cross-checked with information provided by the United States, South Korea, Japan, commercials, satellite imagery, weather data, and other sources, but weapons and analysts say it's better than no information at all, especially when it comes to Pyongyang's newest weaponry.
Wow, that was so good. I didn't even know how to approach that.
As they gauge the regime's progress in pursuing leader Kim Jong-un's nuclear ambitions. You were the one that went to South Korea.
I know, but I didn't pronounce names.
You're like, I know, I didn't go to Pyongyang.
I didn't even look. I went to A-Town and was horrified.
I don't even know what that is.
America Town.
Oh, I bet that does sound terrifying. As analysts, we always look for more information, even if from state media. So there's no question that the opacity in recent weeks has been detrimental, said Ankit Panda.
Golf and Gun says, reach the East Coast. That's why we're at 100 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Secret Service Chief James Murray leaving agency.
Everybody leaving.
This is the chief of the Secret Service.
So Boris is leaving.
Leaving, and that's what I'm saying. Boris's top ministers were leaving. Now he's leaving. Now the Secret Service chief is leaving. We're
all going to have abandonment issues soon.
I mean, what's going on, guys? What's really going on? You know? Okay. Anaconda news. Anaconda attack.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see this.
Captured on video.
Okay, here we go. I hope J-Lo's here.
Happens quick.
That was terrifying. Go back.
Happens quick.
Vai andando. A sucuri aí, ó.
I'm not laughing.
A sucuri! Essa ficou boa. A sucuri ficou doida. A sucuri avançou.
He bit him?
Slow motion.
Did he get him? Says bites.
Yes, it bits him. It bits him. It bits him real bad.
Brazilian. Okay. Whew. Okay.
Shaving gears to Chauvin. Changing gears to Chauvin.
That's right.
Okay.
Nobody even cares about Chauvin anymore. Okay?
Don't nobody even care about this dude no more.
But in case you do care.
Chauvin will learn his fate today for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Chauvin is facing 20 to 25 years in prison after pleading guilty to federal charges. Floyd died in police custody in May of 2020 after Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin is already serving a 22.5-year sentence after being convicted on state charges. Prosecutors say they'll ask for the new sentence to run at the same time as his current sentence.
That's actually an excellent way to put that. Who said that? Cinnamon One, heading to their bunkers. You want to know what's really going on?
That's right.
Everybody's leaving, heading to their New Zealand bunkers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Kelly, we did. We did talk about old
Translation,
Boris.
WTF. So, 20 years. So, he's getting locked up for 21
years.
21 years.
But he's already serving a 22-year sentence, and they're trying to see if those can be served conjointly so that he doesn't actually have to serve 43 years.
Holy moly. Well, I don't know. That's as they say, he is played out or old news.
Yeah, he served his purpose.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about him no more, really. You know, he's Minnesota news now, not national.
Right.
That kind of thing. I watched this live earlier, okay? It was kind of a mess.
Because when you look at inflation, when we look at where we are economically, and we are stronger economically than we have been in history.
Excuse me, the f did you just say?
We are stronger economically than we have been in history.
When you look at the jobs numbers, more than 8.7 million of new jobs created. That is important.
Sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan. Amber Chauvin has those MK Ultra eyes. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
That's hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, we touched on the Boris Johnson thing, Kelly. And in the show, the previous show before that, we touched on his staff was resigning as well, and now we have there's a lot of resignations.
That's right.
A lot of folks
Everybody wants to go.
hitting, like leaving Dodge, getting the heck out of Dodge. That's what's going on. California's gas tax increase raises already sky-high prices.
Oh, wait.
Give Biden a break,
It's
guys.
like, leave Britney alone.
Leave Britney alone. Come on. Energy bill price rise may cause heart attacks and strokes, says TVGB.
Okay, my dad always threatened that this was going to happen to him when I was growing up, but I never thought it was actually on the table as a risk, and now I'm concerned.
Robin says Karine Jean-Pierre isn't a good liar. No, I don't think so. I really
There
wonder,
could also
can you
be an
actually
increase
teach
in
stupid?
chest infections, mental health problems, and ill health in children.
Okay, really?
Is that because of the energy bill, or are y'all aware of something else?
For real. From tomorrow, all new vehicles in the EU will have surveillance black boxes. So from tomorrow, meaning like in the future, all new vehicles in the EU. And this is not a joke, okay? This is going to happen everywhere, okay? They're about all new vehicles, not just in the EU, I believe, are going to have tracking devices on them.
Wow. So that was technically from yesterday, so.
Greasing the skids for speed limiting.
Uh-huh, sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's to make sure you don't speed.
Right.
It's because too many folks are speeding.
Right.
Yeah, sure. 2 doses are no longer enough. Canadians required to get Wuhan shot every 9 months.
Which
every 9 months?
Right, which technically means it's possible that there will be no new babies born in Canada that don't have, you know what I mean? Like
not those Canadian
vaccine.
Chew.
You know what I mean? If you have to have it every 9 months, essentially you would be pregnant at some point.
Golly. Alberta is reporting an unprecedented increase in ill-defined and unknown causes of death in 2021.
Sure. We'll leave that alone.
Okay. Alberta, by the way, Calgary, Alberta, Canada as a whole, y'all got some really sketchy stuff going on.
I know.
Like the maids, like the go watch some of our other shows, man. I mean, it's some what?
I'm praying for Canadians.
I'm praying for Canadians, man.
Because
Holy
Canadians
moly.
are awesome. It's just,
Yeah, Canadians are awesome. Their government is sucky.
Scary.
I mean, I'm not trying to make. I mean, they have a lot of pride about that, which is mostly taught. But geez, their government.
Yep.
Tradero.
Yep.
Tradero. Castrodo.
That's for Trudeau.
That's true. Yeah. Wait. What? Wait. Las Vegas hotels to deliver VR prawn headsets via robot to lonely guests. Okay.
Moving
on.
Okay.
What?
I thought they already had prostitutes. Isn't that enough?
Not anymore. Those are illegal.
Oh.
Laughing may be early sign of fatal condition and when to visit GP. Struggling to stop yourself from laughing or crying in inappropriate situations could be a symptom.
Okay, I laugh all the time. Worst. I've done that. that laugh cry roller coaster.
Me reading the news.
When you have had no sleep.
No sleep, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, then you get that.
Making the most of the coming Biden boom. The economic outlook is probably brighter than you think.
Because most people are assuming it's just going to be actual
November
shite.
19th, 2020.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see. This was before. We didn't.
November 19th, 2020. Low fertility is here to stay. We should embrace it. Isn't that what you were just talking about?
Uh-huh.
Watch Senator Tiara Mack of Rhode Island twerking video goes viral on Twitter and Instagram.
Wait a minute. When did twerking become a weapon?
I don't know.
Because, like, I saw a poor old man going through a parade of sorts. It was a protest. And anyway, they were twerking his car as if it was going to shoot him through the car or something.
That's right.
And then that girl got up on the counter and she was twerking that counter like something was going to, venom was going to come. Or
I don't know. I don't know.
And then now, twerking, like, I don't know. I just, look, girls, twerking is not a weapon. Okay?
Wait. Robin says Alberta is having an uptick in sudden adult death syndrome. SADS? Sudden adult death syndrome?
Ads.
So we're able to
SADS.
just, hey, you know, if they want to get rid of you, they'll just sad you. Sudden adult death syndrome. Simple.
Adult.
What is that Kevin bit from The Office where it's like, but when me tell me mechanic,
we no need no word. Me save much time.
yeah, like I don't need to say a lot. I don't know, it's weird.
What are you going to do with all your save time? Sea World?
Sea World.
Are you saying Sea World or See the World? Are you okay, Daisy?
What are y'all's thoughts on this? I want to know honestly. What is the point of this article? So wait, is this a way to make the left? So when they read this, they're like, oh well, you know, it did say, you know, I don't need to buy milk anyway. So like, whoever falls for that isn't going to be cooking a whole lot, because you know, milk is so necessary for cooking so much stuff. What is this supposed to manipulate? Adults who still drink milk. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, Daisy. All right, why don't you go mind your business there in London? I think y'all got other stuff to worry about right now.
Apparently, Daisy doesn't know about, you know, mac and cheese or like...
Twerkers better not eat Taco Bell. Well, then it is a weapon, I suppose.
Remember Miley Cyrus made the twerk popular in 2012? Is that who made it popular?
Well...
Could it be tracked down to Miley friggin' Cyrus?
Ironically, the littlest of the butts made it popular, huh? I mean, it could have been Kim Kardashian or something. Well, anyway.
No, she broke the internet with hers.
That's right.
She didn't need to shake it.
If she can, it'll, I mean, cause damage.
Milkshakes. All this milkshake talk. It's unnatural to drink milk after infancy.
Okay, yes, I hear that. Okay, Swayze. But I just think that kind of negativity isn't needed.
Electric police cars running out of puff on way to emergencies. The blue lights and sirens drain the batteries, and there are not enough charging points. A police and crime commissioner warns. What was that about the electric cars, everybody?
Oh.
Yeah, so it can't run those lights and be used around like a police car. Like, you need gasoline.
That moment when you were trying to pull somebody over, but your lights ran out of juice.
Ugh. Woman gutted after gifting boyfriend kidney and second life, then learning he cheated.
Wait a minute. Okay.
This
she
is
was
some...
gutted. Colleen Lee was left more than...
Technically, they were both gutted. If she gave her kidney and he took it in, then they were both gutted whenever she found out that he cheated.
Okay, so he didn't gut her after he cheated on her. They're just saying how messy of it. Okay,
It's an anti-man hit
right.
piece is what this is.
I thought somebody got gutted, like literally somebody was killed after, you know, like, I'm getting my kidney back, you son of a, you know. Because people do be upset like that sometimes.
We now have security tagged cheese. End of days? They didn't put a question mark. I did.
I can understand. I love cheese.
And there's also like satellite tracking boxes around meat. Not kidding. You can check our last show, our last live stream.
That's right.
Dragon Slayer, what is up, brother? Man, y'all.
We're doomed.
We are. No, we're not doomed.
We're not
Jesus.
doomed, man.
We've
We're
got
not
Jesus, but I
doomed.
am saying.
Yeah, Jesus is my strength. I do be relying on my Lord and Savior, to help me, carry me, and help us.
Stuff is crazy.
Stuff is crazy. Times is getting. It's not going to get better, is what I'm saying.
And then, okay, well, see, I just go too far because I'm like, does anybody else like feel just overly tired lately?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's
I do. I have been just.
My sleep schedule varies. Depends on what's going on. Like
I'm just saying in general because it's like a lot of people have been saying just exhausted.
Could be the heat.
Could be the heat. Could be we're seeing an increase in aggression. So I'm just saying.
Aggressive behavior, wild behavior.
Not everybody responds the same way to everything.
Keep your heads on a swivel, guys. Get the things you need now. Okay. Make sure you're spiritually prepared. Make sure that you're covering your bases with water and food and protection, okay? Because things might get crazy coming up here. That's why it's Unspecified Times, and this is Unspecified Podcast.
That's right.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on this episode. It's been a crazy one, and looking forward to just a hangout chat or something like that soon. Hey, we're praying for you guys. Please keep us in your prayers. Thank you so much for watching the video and clicking on it. Please.
Thank you for those who donate. Thank you for people who are here watching. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, absolutely. Like, share, subscribe if you can. It would greatly help us out. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. We love you, and we will see you on the next one. Bro fist, sister fist. We'll see you guys.